I have zero patience. I feel like that this has been like the third stream in a row where I just couldn't get through the entire countdown and I just rolled the intro. Like just rolled the intro. It probably has to do with the fact that my excitement level is sky high with literally this time next week. I'm probably already going to be 3 sheets into the wind waiting for the Buffalo Bills to face off against the LA Rams. I'm excited. I am very, very excited. Funny story, I just got back from the gym. While most people would down a protein shake, I'm out of milk. So what did I do? Grabbed a beer. It's mostly like, like an after work special. Want to sit here, want to talk about the Bills with the friends, with the homies. Very excited to see all of you. Thank you so much for coming in. Funny, dude. I see that JD Diesel, my guy, huge Miami Dolphins fan, but showing support, bro. I really appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that. See some of the usuals in here, some new faces. Welcome. For those of you who don't know, my name is Dan Mitchell. I would consider myself to be a Buffalo Bills YouTuber, a Bills Mafia YouTuber, Buffalo Bills enthusiast, best team in football enthusiast, if you will. But yeah, you read that title correctly, guys. I think I'm going to sort of make this a series throughout the season. And I love the title. I absolutely love the title. I feel like that if I can just sort of enemy analysis, Buffalo Bills enemy analysis, right? I just feel like that just works for us. So that's what's going to happen. That's exactly what we're going to be going through today. As you know, each and every single NFL team had to have their final 53-man roster on Tuesday at 4 p.m. So what I figured I wanted to do today is that I'm going to go through each and every single opponent in the AFC East. We're going to go through their 53-man roster. We're going to sort of give some takes. I'm going to try and go on ahead, and then I am going to see if I can identify any type of mismatches where the Buffalo Bills might be in trouble. And then just really my overall grade and my overall concern level for each and every single team that we are about to go over. So first off, I'm starting with the Dolphins, then the Pats, then the Jets. And then last but not least, I'm going to open up the floor to a general Q&A. Normally I do go off the chat, but say for example that you actually want to come on this show, my stream, and ask me a question in person, we can sort of talk about the Bills. That is exclusively for my Patreon contributors. If you are not a Patreon contributor and you want to contribute, that link should be pinned in the live chat right now. You can certainly check that out. Would be much appreciated. It's a great way to support my channel, but the best way to support this channel is simply just by smashing the ever-living fuck out of that like button. Okay? Smash it, baby. Smash it like it owes you money. Smash it like the MILF next door. I don't know. What have you. So, yeah. So, Buffalo Bills enemy analysis. We're going to start off with our good old friends in Miami. Okay? The Miami Dolphins. Right? This team, I feel like for the past couple of preseasons, it could have been the fact that TD just hypes him up a lot. Which, by the way, how many of y'all saw the AFC East roundtable last night or the latest episode? In fact, I'm going to put a little poll right now in the chat. Did you watch the AFC East roundtable last night? Beautiful. Add an option, asking the community. If not, say that you haven't. Then you will know that we ended up making our own channel. It was a great turnout last night. It was a lot better than we anticipated. Literally had, I think at one point, 450 viewers. 450 viewers at one point. First episode has about 4,000 streams already, or playbacks, if you will. Problem is that I have a bone to pick with the Bills Mafia. It is dominated. It is dominated by Dolphins fans, bro. We need to get that shit up. We need to pump those numbers up, baby, okay? So whether or not that you're watching this live right now, next week, Wednesday at 7:30, I expect it to be a sea of red and blue. Bleeding, Bills Mafia out there. It looks like we got 88% yes so far. If not, I'll go on ahead and then I'll just, and so I'll post the link once that goes through with it. But okay, so let's go on ahead and identify a couple of things. So the Miami Dolphins, starting off with the quarterback room, they have Teddy Bridgewater, who really didn't see a lot of action in the preseason. I was pissed because I was utilizing that prop bet app called Prize Picks, and I picked him to go, I believe, over 75 yards. I thought it would be easy money, but that was that game where they just had Skylar Thompson play the entire route, and he didn't play at all. Not a single snap. So I ended up losing a little bit of cash there, which was upsetting. But with Teddy, I think that he is a formidable backup. Really do. With Tua, I feel like everybody has their opinions on him. Me, for one, and I'm really not even trying to talk trash at this point. He hasn't proved anything to me, as a Bills fan, where I'm like, oh shit, I'm nervous about this guy. There's plenty of quarterbacks in the league that if the Buffalo Bills go against them, I'm like, okay, this is going to be rough, right? Obviously Patrick Mahomes, he's a guy when I'm going up against the Chiefs or the Bills are going up against the Chiefs. Yeah, I'm nervous. I have never felt that way with Tua. And for the sake of Dolphins fans, I'm hoping that he can take that next step because frankly, that's the missing piece for them. Because as we're going to see, they actually have a pretty good roster on paper. They have a lot of speed, a lot of youth, but I just don't see the arm strength, man. I just don't see the arm strength. I feel like I've seen him in some sort of interview where he says, oh, well, if my arm was weak, I wouldn't be in the NFL. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's easy to lay off a bomb in practice, but it really just comes down into game time. So super interested to see how he's going to play out. And then Skylar Thompson, that rookie who I thought looked damn good. I mean, I'm not really sure what the consensus is in Miami about whether or not that if, say, Tua just shits the bed for 5 to 6 weeks straight, whether or not that Skylar Thompson is going to be, the guy to take over for him. Because, I mean, he certainly looked good. He certainly looked really, really good. So 3 quarterbacks right here. Not surprised, especially based off of Skylar Thompson's performance. Running backs, they're pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you. And the running back room in Miami is solid. With Mostert, he's coming right outside of San Francisco. A very good running back. Very, very good running back. I wonder how he's going to translate into Miami's offense. Myles Gaskin, who I thought did pretty good last year. He was their number 1 back for quite some time, and then Chase Edmonds, and then Salvon Ahmed. I'm not going to lie to you. I have no idea who that is. It's probably like a depth player, special teams contributor, one of the two. If there's any Dolphins fans in here that can help me out, let me know. But really good run game, right? As far as any type of mismatches, one would assume that the additions that we added to the Buffalo Bills defense, specifically in the defensive line, should help us out with stopping the run game. But say, for example, that we had our same run defense that we did last year or the year before, then, I mean, I'd probably be, I don't know. I'd probably be a little nervous about this. But with our defensive line, right now, I think that it's going to allow Edmonds and then our linebackers to really be able to stop this run game. But this running back room, I'm probably, I'd say this is probably going to be the number 1 room that I'm going to be the most nervous about from the Bills defensively. Solid from there. Fullback, I really have no take on that because I'll be frank with you. I am not familiar, but apparently it sounds like Mike McDaniel likes to utilize fullbacks going into it. So in my opinion, I mean, I'm super interested to see how he uses them, whether or not that it's for blocking schemes or whether or not that he's actually going to be a pass catcher. We'll see how that plays out. Tight ends, quite a few. The only name, I'll be honest with you, that is familiar with me right now is Gesicki. But at the same time, wasn't this dude rumored to be traded? Not necessarily sure how the sentiment is over there and the relationship with Gesicki, etc. will be with that. But I mean, looks like they have some youth. They have a lot of tight ends. Says Carter and Connor are the surprises to make the group. So I don't know. And I mean, Dolphins fans, literally chime in and let us know whether or not that the Buffalo Bills should be nervous about your tight end room. And let's just get some objective answers right here. Wide receivers 5, which is interesting, right? Which is very interesting because I mean, like that's not a lot, right? It's definitely not a lot. They're definitely hyping up Tyreek Hill, definitely hyping up Jalen Waddle, but realistically, what's going to happen if one of them goes down with an injury, right? I think their slot receiver, I forget who it was. I definitely forget who it was. I want to say it's Cedric Wilson. Maybe he might be solid, but like if Tyreek or Waddle go down, like there goes their pass game. There goes their pass game. Their pass game is already suspect, right? With Tua throwing them the ball, but I don't know. And so I feel like that they have like all of their eggs in one basket when it comes into this receiver room right there, but it is definitely not to be confused with the fact that these guys are fast. They're very, very fast. And since we're not going to have Trey for our first matchup against the Dolphins, I'm really curious to see what Leslie Frazier and Sean McDermott put together as far as a scheme. Whether or not that we just need to run like a lot of zone coverage, really need to heavily rely like on our safeties, but that's going to be interesting. But then again, they need to be able to like actually get like a pass thrown to them from Tua, right? And he needs to execute. So very interested to see how that plays out. But as far as their wide receiver room is concerned, yes, they're fast, but they have a lot of eggs in one basket. They have a lot of eggs in one basket. This is the offensive line area. There is a side of their offensive line which is still particularly weak. Going up against our defensive line, I really think that we are going to expose that. It's a left or right side. Not particularly sure. I know that they improved over the offseason, but like our defensive line against their offensive line, I have a feeling that we are going to be giving Tua shits, right? So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a lot of checkdowns, there's a lot of quarterback hits, some QB rushes, he makes mistakes. I just think our defensive line is going to absolutely overpower their offensive line at this point, just based off of some of these names that I'm seeing. It's improved. It's definitely improved, but I don't know. I really don't know. Same thing with the defensive line. They're good. And so they're very, very good. They got a couple Pro Bowlers on this team right now. But I think with some of the additions on the Bills offensive line, we might be pretty solid. A lot of linebackers from the Dolphins here. So now they just have to play up to their potential. Phillips, Baker, Roberts, Ingram might be the starters, but we should see plenty of playing time from Van Ginkel and Flowers. Seem to always make plays happen when he's on the field. Okay, so middle of the field based off of this. And granted, this is coming from a Dolphins website. So I suppose we have to take this with a grain of salt at that point right over there. Same with quarterbacks right here. We have Xavier Howard. We have my guy over here. I forgot who cooked this poor dude. It was Stephon Diggs. Cooked this poor guy. Cooked him. I believe it was in 2020, his first year when he was over here with us. What is tough is with the fact that Byron Jones was put on the PUP list. So very much like Trey White, we're probably not going to see him that first game. So their corner room really doesn't look as good as it was, right? Especially without Byron Jones, him being injured and putting out there. So as far as our receivers and like our overall like pass happy offense, I mean, I'm going to pick the Buffalo Bills receivers against their cornerbacks literally each and every single day. Each and every single day. Yeah, Latin, he definitely did, but this game in particular that I was thinking about, I'm pretty sure it was when Byron Jones again went down with an injury, and then they had that poor cornerback going up against Diggs, and it was just noticeable. It was just absolutely noticeable. And the safeties right over there. Like, I mean, I see their secondary overall being relatively decent, but compared to how they're going to perform, especially without Byron Jones, I mean, really all Josh needs to do is just ignore Xavier Howard, really. I feel like our receivers and the overall pass game is just completely unmatched. So I'd say overall that like this team does look very good. There's like some weaknesses, like I said. I think that they have weaknesses in the offensive line. I think the Bills' defensive line is going to expose them. I think they have weaknesses in their secondary, particularly, especially without Byron Jones in there. So yeah, I mean overall, right now this looks like a second place team to me. This looks like a second place team to me right now. Playoffs, not necessarily, because I'm the kind of guy that is still insisting. I'm still insisting that 3 teams from the AFC West are going to make this squad. So that's sort of my situation. So the Dolphins, that was number 1. Now we need to go into the Pats, which, spoiler alert, from what I have seen, while they're young, they do not look good. They do not look good from what I have seen. Look at Wack Jones up there. Wack Jones, man. He looked like ass in the preseason. I'm not sure if anyone looked through. Okay. So they ended up keeping 3 quarterbacks, Mac Jones, Hoyer, Zapp. They're really putting all their eggs in one basket here with Mac Jones, right? Yeah, I don't know. And so I think that he definitely ended up showing some promise, especially if he was able to go out ahead and bring his team right into the playoffs. I mean, arguably his defense certainly helped him out. And with Bill Belichick being the coach, calling the shots, certainly did. But he didn't look good. Like, he did not look good in the preseason. And granted, it's preseason. It's preseason. So, I mean, there's really not a lot to, like, ride home on that. But, I mean, that's what that looks like. So definitely looks like that Mac Jones literally needs to be like cast in a bubble for them to even be able to like make any type of impact on offense whatsoever. Running backs right here. Belichick is very good at running the ball. And the New England Patriots historically have always had a very good run game. With Damian Harris, that one game when there was like 75-mile-an-hour winds and that the Patriots beat us, the most annoying game on the face of the planet, he cooked us, bro. He cooked us. Ramondre Stevenson, he was a boss last year, especially toward the end of the season. And then same with Ty Montgomery, who just got injured, but he still ended up making the roster, like active, like not IR, not pup list or anything. So it must have not been that significant. And then this guy who I have frankly no idea who he is. But those top 3 are very good running backs. Very, very good running backs. And I feel like the Patriots are known for having like 35 running backs taking snaps each and every single year. So, like I said, same exact feedback that I gave for the Dolphins running backs. As long as our run defense has improved, which I certainly believe the Buffalo Bills run defense has, just having to do with the fact that it all went back to the Bills defensive line. It all went back to the Bills defensive line. As long as we can go on ahead and contain, right? Make those stops. We have a true one tech now, which is great. As long as the defensive line does their job, our linebackers should be able to do their job. And then we just need to make our tackles, and we should be very good. But the run game is good, especially between Harris and Stevenson. Okay, wide receivers. We have Myers, who is their best receiver. They have Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar, and then Devontae Parker. So I feel like a lot of people shit on the receiving core, especially us, because we essentially have like an all-star team. And so in that room right now, But I mean, these guys really aren't that bad. I mean, normally when Parker was on the Dolphins, he killed us like regularly. Like I remember him having absolute destroy. Yo, what are you chewing on, fool? What is that? Whatever. It's owed to the sole of my shoe. He's saying sorry. Groot, you were okay, buddy. You were okay. Where the hell was I? But no, yeah. So I think Parker is probably a pretty good addition to that. Myers was always good. Board is hit and miss. I feel like he was kind of a disappointment. I would really like to hear what Patriots fans think about that entire situation. And then Nelson Aguilar, he's so hot and cold, man. He's so hot and cold. So when you have to put up the Pats receiving core right up against our secondary, I think the Bills secondary wins 10 times out of 10. I'll say 9.5 times out of 10, right? Like, I mean, I'll try and be somewhat optimistic when I can and put aside the fact that I'm like a massive Bills fan at this point. But luckily, I'm pretty sure because they're saying that Trey White is not supposed to be back until week 8, or that's what they're guessing. I don't think we play the Pats until afterwards. Let me see. Bills, Patriots, 2022. I want to say that it's not. Yeah. Yeah. First game is December 1st. So we'll still have Trey. So, I mean, I go back to exactly what I'm saying. If I had to put up our secondary against the Patriots wide receivers, I'm choosing us 9.5s out of 10. The tight ends, Smith and Henry, expensive tight end room, especially when he ended up paying all that money for them that past year. It was really weird though, right? Because when he signed both of them, like we were anticipating him to start running the offense like he did back when Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski were there. He didn't do that last year, which is really odd. I'm not sure if it maybe had to do with the fact that he had a rookie quarterback. It was too complicated for him, especially during his rookie season, like with the playbook. But apparently, from what I understand, he's trying to go ahead and knock that out. And those are like really big bodied guys, and if used appropriately, could probably do some damage on our linebackers. I definitely trust Matt Milano with Edmonds. He still has a season to prove to me this year, but I mean, we'll see what's going on. But as far as their tight ends, say for example, with our DBs, I'm cool with it, but like with our linebackers, I could see them struggling. And so outside of Matt Milano, of course. And so overall, with their offensive line, historically, they have had a great offensive line. I'm really excited to see the matchup between our defensive line and their offensive line. But you know that Belichick always invests very, very heavily in the trenches. He always has. He has always invested heavily right in the trenches. So with Trent Brown, with Cole Strange, David Andrews, they're pretty stacked. They are pretty stacked on that area. Then we ended up getting the defensive line. Like I said, with Belichick, he really keeps it and invests heavily in the trenches right over there. Look at it, dude, right? His Barmore is sick. Definitely once you end up getting into edge with Judon, huge contributor. Huge contributor last year. He's getting up there in age, but I mean, it seems like that he's still absolutely being an absolute stud with each and every single time when it comes down to it. So something to think about. Linebackers, solid. With cornerbacks, very interested to see how that's all going to play out with them losing J.C. Jackson, right? Because with a matter of a year, there was no longer a healthy Gilmore right up until he ended up going over to the Panthers. And then now Jackson is gone to the Chargers, which, by the way, they're about to be a sick-ass team. They're about to be a sick-ass team, okay? Sorry, I'm not sorry. Their corners, man, so let's see what they got to say about this. So with Jonathan Jones moving to the outside and recent emergence of Jack and Marcus Jones, the Patriots' 6th and final cornerback spot came down to Shaun Wade and Terrence Mitchell. So from that first sentence, it sounds like Jones is moving from slot right off to the outside, so that's going to be an adjustment. That might be a pretty big weakness for that team. That might be an absolute massive weakness for that team, especially with the Pats. So from what I'm seeing, I 100% expect the Buffalo Bills wide receivers to take their souls this year. Safeties, still solid with Kyle Duggar. Dude, I wanted him so bad that draft. I wanted Kyle Duggar so bad during that draft. He's solid. With Peppers, he was kind of a bust. Like, he was so hyped up when he got drafted, but with Belichick, he's actually known for turning around a career. No matter really who they put out there with the Pats, and I mean, I'm trying to be objective here, ladies and gentlemen. Like, these dudes, like, they're typically good at defense, and it's normally filled with no names, great names. Like, they just know how to knock it out, man. And they just know how to knock it out. So with this team right here, I'll be honest with you, man. I see the Pats finishing 3rd or 4th this year based off of this roster. I feel like that there are holes in the cornerback room. I feel like receiver is like average, maybe. It's really going to come down like right into Mac Jones. But I definitely see a lot of holes right within their secondary, and I could just completely anticipate them absolutely just going insane. Incredible. All right, so now we got the New York Jets. The Jets, last but not least, we're going to go through the enemy analysis of the New York Jets. Sorry, Richie, if you were watching this. It's all love, bruh. All right. Now, one thing I'm going to say, okay, is say that I were reading these names 2 or 3 years down the road, I would be like, okay, this team is ill. This team is absolutely disgusting, and disgusting by good. They are so good in the youth category. There's so much promise in so many of these players, bro. So many of these players that this team, dude, I feel like they might have a winning record this year. Like not playoffs, but I think they might have a winning record. And so I could easily see 9-8. I could easily see 9-8 with this team. As long as Zach Wilson plays, okay. We have Zach Wilson. We have Joe Flacco, who is still a very credible backup, in my opinion. And then Mike White. Looks like Kyle's coming in and saying that I'm smoking something. Dude, listen, man. I'm seeing 9-8 from this team. I really am. And you're going to see why exactly right here. You have Breece Hall and Michael Carter, who, in my opinion, are going to both have about 1,000-yard rushing seasons. These guys are sick. These guys are very, very good. Michael Carter had a hell of a second half last year once he started taking the majority of the snaps, and then Breece Hall is essentially the exact same player. Great running tandem. Really. Love these guys. Like, say that I had to grade their running back room, I'm giving them an A. And so an A+. Really. 1,000%. We have Matthew Smith saying that Jets are going 7-10. I'd probably switch the Pats and the Jets, to be honest with you, bro. And so I give the Jets 9-8 and the Pats 7-10 this year. Wide receiver, still pretty solid with Corey Davis on one outside. Braxton Berrios running out of the slot. Really slept on receiver, in my opinion. And then Elijah Moore and Denzel Mims, who just requested a trade, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he requested a trade. If they don't actually go through with it, and so if they don't go through with his trade, then I can see him sitting out. I really don't see him being much of a contributor at that point. But this receiving core is pretty good, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm still going to go ahead and choose the Buffalo Bills secondary against these guys, but like there's a lot of speed. There's a lot of youth right here. I think that they have some pretty solid stuff. And then same thing with CJ Uzoma. I'm so bad at pronouncing names. It's absurd. Highly paid. Very, very highly paid. But he's good. He's good with a tight end. And then offensive line. Like, I mean, I think that it was a shame that Mekhi Becton ended up going down for the second straight year. second straight year, this poor organization had to deal with that guy not being in shape and then also getting injured, like 2 back-to-back season-ending injuries happening in the preseason once again. But then they ended up going on ahead, and then they helped it up by picking up a Pro Bowler to sort of fill out his place. I think that they definitely made the right moves with this offensive line. When you look at some of these names, like, especially Elijah Vera Tucker, I'm really excited to see his rookie season. Font is great. Feeney is solid. Same with McGovern. Same with Tomlinson. Great running offensive line. Great running offensive line. I am, dude, and people think I'm crazy, bro, but like they will be 9-8 or 9-8 or 8 or 9. Really, man. I think their run game is gonna like do wonders for them. They got it, and so they got a lot of youth. And so I think that they're probably gonna go on ahead and they're gonna, like be better than the Pats. And I'm really not sure why anybody would be upset as Bills fans, because like they completely destroyed. Chad's coming in saying Miami's 13-4. Not particularly sure about that. And so, Mims is staying. Okay. Yeah. Nick comes in and says the same thing. He goes, unless Zach Wilson completely shits the bed, the Patriots finish last in the division. Yeah, absolutely. So he's got to keep on banging some of them moms, dude. And just give him some of that mojo going into it. Linebackers are always great. CJ Mosley, man, I just remember in 2019 where he was that first game against the Jets in 2019. Or was it? Yeah. And so it was 2019 or 2020. Yeah, it was in 2020. He was destroying us. But then he got injured and we came back and we won the game. Was back with the John Brown and Cole Beasley days, like exclusively them. So it was definitely 2019. That's it. Good squad. Very, very good squad right here. Sauce Gardner, he's a rookie. I'm very excited to see how he plays out in that situation. Same with Bryce Hall. He's like more of a depth guy, maybe on the outside. Like these guys will be okay. With their head coach over in New Jersey, they are really defense first. So they've drafted very well as well. Super excited to see Sauce play, but I'm still choosing our receivers over their CBs. Safeties, specialists, etc. So that's really just a good idea of like the overall 53 with the comparison of what exactly the Bills should expect. I'm definitely anticipating doing this for each and every single one of our opponents. I'm probably going to do an episode like this against the Rams. It's like a Rams enemy analysis, but like I'm going to go like a bit more in detail, like stats, especially in the quarterback struggles, like really do like a lot of research into it. So, I mean, if you guys are into it, let me know. So, those are the 53-man rosters for the Dolphins, Jets, and the Patriots. But have no fear, Bills Mafia. We're still winning the division. We are still winning the division, hands down. Easier said than done. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go on ahead and we are going to switch over to Q&A. Okay, so sound off in the live chat. Let's go on ahead. Let's just start talking, baby. Let's just go on ahead and start answering some questions. Once again, for all of my Patreon, and so for all of my Patreons, I did post the link right to the stream. So if you want to come onto the show and you want to ask me a question, then that link is posted on the wall. So feel free. You can go on ahead and be in the waiting room. If not, we'll go on ahead and we'll just hit this live chat real fast. If you're feeling a little too shy, Let's open up some questions here. And John comes in and says, Dan, it's not Zach Wilson getting with moms. It's everyone else getting with his mom. Oh. So is that, well, like, dude, like, I mean, from what I've understand, Zach Wilson, dude, has just been plowing moms, dude. especially during rehab, man. And so he can stay away from my mom. He can stay away from my mother, sir. Dave, he's coming into a question. Thank you so much. Dan, what are the chances the Bills get OBJ? I am going to go with like 0%, man. And so to be honest with you, I really think that it's just not like in Brandon Beane's DNA right now. I feel like we're absolutely stacked when it comes into receiver, man. Right? Like, look at it. Like, I mean, like we have Stephon Diggs, who's still obviously our number one. We have Gabe Davis on the outside, who both of those two, I guarantee you they are about to have 1,000-yard seasons itself, which means Diggs is no longer going to be double teamed because if they do, there's going to be somebody else absolutely wide open. And then, like, I mean, we have Isaiah McKenzie, who has been very efficient out of the slot. Shakir, the rookie, who has looked absolutely dominant. Crowder, who I know didn't have the best preseason, but I have a feeling he's going to bounce back. I feel like we're just too stacked, man. And so add in Dawson Knox. I feel like us bringing in OBJ wouldn't make sense, not unless there was a significant injury. If there was a significant injury, knock on wood, it's not happening. We're staying healthy all year. Then that's when I could see it being a possibility. But I feel like the hype was just surrounded about the whole like Von Miller, like tweeting, be like, hey, man, you should totally come to Buffalo. I just don't think that it makes sense from a business standpoint that it's going to happen. And so he said that Bean was talking about it at a presser. I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe he was just trying to feed into the hype or something along those lines. I mean, maybe he's trying to, yeah, I don't know. But I mean, where would we put him, right? And so where will we put him? Like, will we put him outside of the slot? It's just, yeah, I don't think so, man. And so I think it's all smoke and mirrors at this point. But I mean, if anybody else thinks, yeah. And so MB41 comes in and says, hey, you know, like, I mean, like we have a wide variety of different like skill sets. I just don't see him being a fit. Nash came in. What's going on, Nash? Good to see you. The Buffalo Bills ended up signing a punter yesterday, as a matter of fact. Former Denver Broncos, Sam Martin, right to a 1-year deal. I saw something on Twitter the other day. It was somebody from Cover One. They put like some like stat list out there where it showed that he was at the bottom for like one specific category. But we ended up signing Sam Martin from the Broncos. So I really feel like that position isn't that important. So say that I was out there punting, or say that one of us in this live chat were punting, I really wouldn't be that concerned, right? I mean, last year we finished toward the bottom of the league for overall punt attempts. So I'm not necessarily going to be the guy that's like demanding the best punter in the league, because frankly, our offense just puts up points, right? Frankly, we just put up points. So I really don't foresee that being any type of issue. Does Poyer get extended? Ooh, that's a good question. It's a very, very good question. We ended up actually restructuring a contract the other day. Was it Dawkins? Let me see. Let me check out this thing. I'm a Bills YouTuber. I should know this, bro. But do give me a break, since this channel has made a transition to exclusively live streams, that I just talk about it. But yeah, it was Dawkins. So I feel like all signs point to maybe there's something coming. And I really hope that it does get done. And so I really hope that it does get done, because I want to keep him happy, man. I really want to keep him happy. He's an absolute boss. Yeah. And so Dawkins was a redown contract. I mean, Brandon Beane just doing Brandon Beane things. It's just how it is. All right, y'all. The Q&A. Dump the questions on in there. I did see for sure it was Dawkins. So we have a little over $4 million in cap space currently. That's great, actually. That's great. Because I wouldn't be surprised if Beane does like, hey, this is still your salary for this year, but it's going to be backloaded and you're going to get a massive payday year 2, year 3, etc. And so Greg was not a Cody Ford fan. Greg is not a Cody Ford fan at all. He said, I'm so glad that Cody is gone. He was bad. He was. He was very bad. He was probably a Brandon Beane miss. He hits a lot, but when he misses, he misses. And that was Cody Ford. For all we know, he's going to go into Arizona and he's going to be an absolute stud. Me playing devil's advocate, although he played both positions in college, I feel like we didn't do him any favors by continuously switching him from guard, tackle, left, right. He never really ended up getting into his groove and just focusing on one position and one position only. So, but I mean, I agree. I feel like that what we have like on the offensive line now is so much better than what we had last year. So we'll see what's going on. Listen, as long as you protect Josh Allen, I am completely ready to go. Nash says, please let Belichick sign Poyer. No. Okay. And so you can have him in like 3 years. It's when he starts to get not quite as youthful. Hey, Dan. Hey, Dan. Let's give a shout out right to the newly formed Northwest Arkansas Bills backers out of Fayetteville, Arkansas. We will be there this Thursday. Shout out, dude. Listen, I am absolutely thrilled. I love hearing about Bills backers groups being formed, dude. Especially like I mean, I lived in Charlotte for a long time. I was always hanging out like right in the Charlotte Bills backers. That's awesome. How many members do you have right now? Oh man. And so if I'm ever in Arkansas, I'm definitely gonna have to come and see if I can watch a game with you guys. That's awesome. That is awesome, y'all. Go Bills. Go Bills. And I hope that this year is good karma. And I hope that it's just a good omen that means that we're going all the way with that Lombardi. Northwest Arkansas. Let's do it. Bills Maniac 210. Go Bills. That's right, my friend. George comes in and says, how excited are we all for next Thursday? Very excited, George. Very, very excited as well. I saw something on the news earlier today where something like 74,000 cases of Labatt got delivered to SoFi Stadium. They're prepping for the Bills, dude. They're prepping for the Bills. Right then and there, that's just absolutely... Oh, we got a $5 donation to the channel. Thank you, Justin. Thank you so much, man. Really means a lot to me. Helps the channel out significantly. You are the man. He says that TD is right. Josh Allen is trash, and Dolphins are going to the Super Bowl. Well, hey, man, listen, you know what? Thank you for the $5. You probably should have kept it, though, for some medication because you were delirious, my friend. You were delirious. Dude, come on, bro. Come on. But no, honestly, man, listen, it's all love. I really appreciate the donation. Okay. That's a great way to support the channel, but the best way to support my channel is simply just by smashing the fuck out of that like button. In fact, how many like buttons have been smashed right now? 58, dude. 58? That number needs to go up, ladies and gentlemen. That needs to go up. Hit that like button like it owes you money. Hit it like it owes you money. Oh, we got another one. Oh, we got another donation. Thank you, Cody. Thank you, Cody. That's a $2 donation from Cody Clemens. He said, Allen and Stafford. Is Allen and Stafford the first to try into new Thursday ball? The first to try Thursday ball. Yeah, dude, honestly, I'm feeling that how it works out is the fact that it's the best game that I think that they probably could have put on Thursday Night Football. It's the best game that they could have put on Thursday Night Football because, I mean, you're basically going up against the Super Bowl champions, right? And so the Super Bowl champions and then the team that should have won the Super Bowl. A team that should have won the Super Bowl is playing. It's going to be insane. It's going to be insane, dude. Stafford's still like nursing that elbow injury. So, I mean, I'm really interested to see how they all kind of play out. William, dude, $5 super sticker, man. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. A lot of excitement here in the live chat today. Love the support. I just want to cry, right? From the love that y'all show me on a consistent basis. Best thing you can do, though, is just smash that like button. It's the best way. 67 like button smash right now. I would love to get close to about 100 before this stream is over. Help me get my goal right over there. Dude, look at everybody just going off, bro. Everyone's just going off, dude. I love y'all. Seriously, man. Cody, $5 donation. Thank you. He said that I'm drinking too. So Allen and Stafford are the first to throw the new Thursday ball, the oval kind. Oh, shit. Yeah? Hold on. Prank? Thursday Night Football's new prime ball? Oh, shit. History, dude. Let's watch this. And so, wait a minute. Oh, no. This is Prime Video, dude. And so, Bezos is about to, like, oh, dude, he will throw a copyright on this video the second that's sick. That's, ooh. So I wonder how that's going to affect anything. Hopefully not negatively. At this point. But yo, bro, once again, man, thank you so much for that donation, dude. Love you guys, seriously. Definitely helps out the channel. Okay, so our Thursday Night Football matchup has to be the best one they've had in a decade. Has to be, dude. It has to be. Like I said, it's the team that won the Super Bowl, and it's the team that should have won the Super Bowl. No. It's the team that won the Super Bowl and the best team in football last year. Dude, that's a fire tweet, bro. I'm tweeting that right now. In fact, how many of you follow me on Twitter, by the way? I'm going to do this poll thing. I just started doing this poll thing. I feel a little, like, how the hell did I not use this in the past? Okay, 71% ended up seeing in the, do you follow me on Twitter? At Real Dan Mitchell. Look at that, dude. I'm such a boomer. I can't believe I never even used polls in this entire time. Right over there. It's fake news. Spin saying it's fake news. Dude, y'all be pranking me, man. Y'all be pranking me over here. Okay, so Nash is coming in once again with a question. And do you think the Bills will start to panic if they don't win a Super Bowl this year since Allen's contract kicks in soon? Nash, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not necessarily sure that the Bills, and so I'm not necessarily sure that the Bills will panic, but I will. I feel like that this is our window. I feel like we should have done it last year. I feel like our window opened up last year. We should have won it last year. We definitely should have won it last year. And then this year, I want to say maybe next year is the year, right? Like that's like our last year. But this year, I want it this year just so I can feel comfortable. But if Brandon Beane has showed us anything as the GM of this organization, he has showed that he can finesse. He can absolutely finesse his cap space, right? He really can. So whether or not that he needs to go on ahead and like sort of make a transition from the contract into signing bonuses, which doesn't go against the cap, needs to restructure, he's going to make sure that he has enough weapons around that is going to make Josh Allen happy, right? And plus, he's pretty good at drafting too, I must say. Yes, when he misses, but when he hits. So the Bills know me. I wouldn't say nervous, but anxious. Like, I would feel a hell of a lot more comfortable if we did it this year. Next year, I'd have some questions. The prime ball isn't real. I got duped, bro. I got duped. Man. With a broken rectum. Oh. I can't read that joke out loud. But that was a funny joke. Well done. And so I'm a huge advocate for dark humor. George comes in and says, please, no more prevent defense with 13 seconds left. That would be nice, wouldn't it? That would be nice. Well, hey, Dom Mafia, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another stream, dude. Yes, it's another stream. Not sure if you guys have noticed, but like I'm legitimately just streaming from now on, right? First off, I love it because I can talk to you guys. It's super interactive, and I can do this content live. It's fine. And in fact, so I feel like that I have better ideas live. We can like really just spend an hour together. Really planning on doing this as often as humanly possible. For the 70% of you who do not follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. I'm doing some giveaway with TSE Buffalo tomorrow. It's that company that like sells all that signed memorabilia stuff. I got to figure out what it is. I haven't read the email, but follow me on Twitter. Seriously. So you can go ahead and see that it's at Real Dan Mitchell. And then that way, like y'all can go ahead and talk to me like online. But second announcement, make sure that you subscribe to the AFC East Roundtable channel. We are going live every single Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. EST. And it's a hell of a show, y'all. It's a hell of a show. I'm sure the vast majority of you watched it or you have watched it. But yeah, most definitely. Make sure that you're subscribed, and we will see you Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. EST. I will be live again tomorrow night, probably around 7. Yeah, around 7 o'clock. I'm probably going to do, what am I going to do tomorrow? I was probably going to do like NFL memes. And so I'm probably going to do like a live reaction to NFL memes. And then I'll also do like an NFL tier list, I think. And so I'll do an NFL tier list as well. Maybe some Bills content in there as well. But say that you guys want to go on ahead and check that out. Subscribe to this channel. Say that you haven't already. But thank you so much. And before I let you go, you better always remember, let's go Buffalo.